Yes, we are live now and we can start the meeting.
Okay.
Shall I proceed?
Yes, you can proceed.
A revolutionary, loving, and victorious champion. We heartily welcome you all to the online Babasaheb Ambedkar's Interactions with 2024. I'm Archishmati Talwar, pursuing my undergraduate degree in dentistry at Tatasaheb Kore Dental College, Kolhapur.
Jai Bhim to all of you. I'm Kabir. I have completed my graduation in law stream. Now I'm pursuing PG from TISS College in Development Policy, Planning and Practice. We welcome you all to the revolutionary program where we celebrate Dr. Baba Sahib's Ambedkar legacy on Ambedkar Jayanti, honoring his mission for social justice and equality. His leadership revolutionized lives, advocating against caste-based discrimination and shaping the meaning of life for every individual through the Indian Constitution. Through education and empowerment, he uplifted millions, inspiring movements for equality globally. His idea continue to shape discussion on justice, equality, and the empowerment of marginalized communities, leaving an indelible mark on history.
We welcome our speaker, Mr. Jaisingh Nageswaran sir, an artist whose lens captures the symphony of resilience echoing through the dusty streets of Vadipatti village, Tamil Nadu, India. Born into the embrace of simplicity, his journey transcends the boundaries of social constructs. Sir's photography unveils the tapestry of humanity, illuminating the stories etched within social marginalized communities. His images serves as a point reflection, echoing the silent struggle of gender identity and echoes of caste discrimination. His project, I Feel Like a Fish, was exhibited at 30th African Biennial of Photography in 2023. The same year, he won the Grand Prix KG Plus Select in the Photography Festival held in Japan and participated in Coach Tutorial Intensive South Asian Fellowship held in India. In 2020, he became a grantee of the Serendipity Arts Foundation and recipient of Lens Rencontres de la Photographie of Arts grant. In 2021, he became a Magnum Foundation Photography and Social Justice Fellow. We are delighted to welcome our esteemed guest to today's program. As we eagerly await Sir's address on the topic Dalit visual aesthetics in Tamil Nadu, we extend a warm invitation to Sir to share his insightful thoughts and his experience on this crucial subject. Sir, I please request you to acknowledge the audience.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having here. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll just share my screen, then I'll start. You can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing photography for last 2 decades, and it's recently I did a curation fellowship. For that, I did a small research about in Tamil Nadu, like literature, visual history. So that has really helped me to give today my experience I'm going to share. So I like to start with my Chandru sir. Chandru sir is artist. He's not only artist. He's a teacher. Chennai Government Fine Arts College. He studied painting there, and he worked as a teacher. Then he retired as a principal there. After retirement, he bought a land in near Ambasamutram, and he teach that art for rural kids, and he have a open sculpture museum. So when I start photography, I didn't know about much about social conscious, even though I'm come from my grandmother is politically, my grandmother is part of Dr. Ambedkar movement in Tamil Nadu. So I'm stay away from politics when I was young. But even though I'm go with my grandmother and things, but I'm not really aware of Dalit politics, Dalit art, and also the art always I don't understand the modern art or anything. So when I first after finishing my graduation in Madurai, Tamil Nadu Theology Seminary, that time was Ramanathapuram riots, 1998. It caste riots happened in Ramanathapuram. So that time Chandru sir from Government Finance College and couple of students, they went to see the Ramanathapuram, and then they come back and they made some artwork. The very first work, the left side you can see the highway, and then you can see the right side steps. Both are the two paintings. When I saw that, I really understand how you can, pain and atrocities and loss, you can convert as art, and you can tell your own pain, and you can tell that articulate. So after seeing this art, his Chandru sir work, then I understood how to our own experience, our own pain, our own thing, we can communicate to any medium. So you can see that whenever go to atrocities, after you die, you have to go to take a X-ray. So it was very innovative. Then police, only women police will be there in Dalit colony. They can't do anything. They just be there, like a watchman kind of thing. So they won't do. And so these are the real, real things I got exposed to. Then Natarajan is Chandru sir student, and he also involving he comes from Chandru sir student, and he did exhibition of how the media was paid for, he symbolized that the power is the chair, and then the he media become a dog, and he was bowed down to the chair, and so also it's very powerful the way his installation was, because this is also very important. Also, he is very Nataraj also like a Chandru sir. He also very involving with movement and teaching with student. This was last year Vanam 2022. In last 2 years in Chennai, Par Ranjit, he initiate Vanam Art Festival. It celebrate to Baba Sahib Ambedkar April month festival. So that day we were organizing painting show, photography, and film festival, literature festival. So this part of that thing Nataraj was explained to the viewers. And Nataraj work is mostly comes from Buddhism and Ambedkarism, then nature, and he speaks about how Buddhism and how in Tamil Nadu also really very fond of. He come from that background. He tried to explain his work. Then other artist called Purusothaman, the left side who has a red color t-shirt. He also recently last year in Tamil Nadu, maybe everyone knows that in the water tank people put the shit. So then he comes from ideology of Periyar and Marxism, and then you see that the ADMK party, the symbol, and you can see the right side also the Dravidian party is there, but everybody is there, but still the water tank and untouchability problem is nobody can touch, is there in a evidently big problem. So that's how that the movement through the Chandru sir, Nadraj and Prusot, they were very politically very strong to express our issues, and politically very strong. Then one more artist, Charan Raj, and he first work he was he was did like a 3 years before serendipity grant he got, and he made a Baba Sahib Ambedkar, and he made this sculpture, and he was telling that about when he read about him, in Asia he is the biggest library had, and also his all books are about very very important books and research oriented, and so that then he imagine construct the shoulder become the book and full of books, so that's how he imagine Baba Sahib. Then he made a own installation about hand killing, and that's a balloon is inside, very delicate. It's gender oriented. It's not about male and female. And in Tamil Nadu, lot of every most of the time honor killing happened, like, so he imagined how, like, love is be like around by a ball and shape. So he made like installation. Last December, I did a curation. So his work is part of that in Delhi. And also that's also he made like a power is a chair, and politically he was collaborated with one Kerala artist, and even the chair is so powerful, and the mud is made by mud. It anytime it can fall down, and it's the mud is like a people, and like a people like us. It easily when we united, and it anytime it the chair or power or political or any caste hierarchy will easily fall down. It's not made by iron or anything. It's like a normal mud, and it's very simple mud. Anybody one day one person get awake and provoke, then it easily will fall down. Like in that's symbolically it talks about the caste system or any power structure. And Ocean Shiva, she's from Tiruvannamalai, but she lives in Goa, and her work is most about his imaginary world, equality, and her world doesn't have any hierarchy, doesn't have any caste system. I know there, so her work also very, and also the colorful wise, very colorful. I mean, always we talk about Dalit art is like very muted color, and life is, I mean, Dalit life is always be like very dull and dark and very painful, but the way he imagined that her imaginary world is completely very colorful and strong colors, and there is no hierarchy. Yeah. Then a little bit I want to talk about my art practice, and then I want to relate it to how art movements happen in Tamil Nadu. This is my way of understanding, and I'm not a researcher or anything. This is like my way of understanding. I was like explaining to articulate it to that, but then here I want to really speak about my work. And the screen you are seeing that my grandmother Ponnutai and my grandfather Baluchami. And Ponnutai is her family migrated from Usulambatti near Madurai. And Usulambatti is that high dominated caste by all caste atrocities happen, highly happen place. And even last 15-20 years before, the local body election can't run there. Nobody can stand there. So that kind of highly like a caste atrocity and dense like against Dalit atrocity place. So my grandmother come from that place, and she moved to Wadipatti when his father's time. Then she was the first woman in our family. She studied, and she started a school, and yeah, she started a school, and the first 2-3 principals are Brahmin, and because that time Brahmins are studying, and there was yeah, and the school was nicely going, but nice. And when you are coming up nicely, like when you're improving, then the local people not happy, and also my grandfather stood in election, so they got agitated. So then 1980s, our school was demolished. Yeah, it was demolished. Then Congress Minister Kakkan again he came, and we started a school. The school is now 71 year. We recently we celebrated a 71 annual day. The Tamil Nadu minister came, and he gave the special speech. Yeah. Then the school is now my father and my brother take care of the school. Very soon, in 4 years, the school going to be 75 year, and we want to do that bigger celebration, and we want to do some memorable things. We want to do, because it's not easy to run a school, even even though a lot of English medium and a lot of globalization, and so hard to. But as my grandmother started a school, so we want to take the legacy to forward. So we were running the school in Wadipatti. So what we saw that here Narmada Valley, and when I was studying in the school, always the morning I used to hear about Narmada Adivasis dam is demolition thing. Then my grandmother's school was demolished. So I always like compare with why Dalit and Adivasis house and land was always was demolition. They run away from the own land. They can't live. So that made me to go to Narmada. So my work is also always, my work is come from a childhood memories and my way of life. And here also, when you see the here this work called Lodge, the Lodge also, when I was working in Bombay in Bollywood as a assistant cinematographer. So from that time, when the beginning of my time, I used to go by train. So when the going by train, I used to meet transgenders. But in the beginning of the time, I run away when I see them. Then I started feeling like, discrimination is for me. Like, I've been practicing so much. I know, thing. So for me, if I'm doing something to other people for discrimination is not good, then I want to understand who they are. Then I find out the place, the Ulupuram, they, like, transgenders are coming. Most of the 85% people are coming from vulnerable background. So I want to really try to understand. I want to document their life. And then lockdown came, and then really lockdown for me, like a really like inwardly asking myself and who I am. And so then I start being a uh, like, I have never speak about my grandmother or anybody my struggle, but I was uncomfortable to speak about my issues because I always run away. But the lockdown really opened up. I was in Goa in the early morning around 3 o'clock. I was in a workshop. We have to rush to finish the workshop, how to go to home. Then we were in 3 o'clock in the airport. Then that day was everyone panic, isolate, social distance was that, during the corona time. For me, I was laugh at that when I hear about isolation, social distance. Someone like me, like ages, like we are in a village, isolated only, social distance only. So then that really made me to think about when I come back home. Then I was working on my family. Also, it's about my work is want to show in Dubai. Saurabh Hura is a photographer. His first curation, he want to do that. The work was so beginning. Then he told me that, Jay, the work is very important. The way you talk about isolation, social distance, very important. So we use like a words and like, like a kind of message and kind of a statement. So that's how the work started. Like, I was make up my anger and my feelings and emotions, use as a backdrop, and I want to speak about what I want to express. Then lockdown time, I have spent time to home. Then there was a Mullai Periyar River Canal was there. So I came to know later my grandparents moved here to work as a labor. But now for me, Mullai Periyar is purely like a joy and childhood memory. So I used to, like a evening walk, I go there. That time I used to shoot pictures. And also I revisiting my childhood memory with my nephew Kriba. And also how not only childhood memory, how that now around the time how agriculture works happening. Most of the agriculture laborers are come from the vulnerable community. So I want really document about that also. So that's work is about down by the Mullai Periyar. Then I want to speak about Kritika Sriram. She is from Tamil Nadu, but she based in Bangalore, and she studied NID in Ahmedabad NID, and she read a novel from Bama, Dalit writer, and her novel called Karuku. And when she read about the novel, and she find some resemblance of her life, her mother life, then after reading that novel, she respond to the work. So here I want to speak about how Dalit literature and painting, photography, everything, interlinked. So it's not like, separated. Everything comes because even Bama wrote about her own life experience. It's connect to anybody. When I read, anybody will connect to that Bama's life. So then, as being a photographer, she wanted to respond and resonate to the work, and she asked her mother, and she made a portrait the way she wanted. And also, she took some now text from the novel, and she was telling that the commonality from the novel to her mother life and her life and Dalit women life. So this was very interesting for me, how art can help, like when you read someone and that, even though she's a different generation, and after reading that, so that's really touch her, and she make her to make some work. And then photographer Arun Vijay Madhavan, he is also from NID, and he studied photography there. And while doing that, he was doing that mortuary worker in Tamil Nadu. And this work is very powerful, and it's very hard to look at. I'm warned that also a little bit. Just for not warning, but some some graphic pictures there. So just to be aware of that. So here the chair also talk about how Dalit life, also the power of that. Even the workers doesn't have a chair and how they tied up. And the one picture tell the whole story about the life in Dalit life in there, and also the people who works there. And also like right now it's symbol of Indian country also, in body of how we need something to band, and we need something to tie up with. And so that's kind of the one picture talks about so many things. And yeah, this is the picture. And here the like this is like kind of a symbol. He want to showing that how the body so without showing, I don't want to show the body was like piling at that. So I better than I want to show that like box also that tie up with that. So this also, so here I want to speak about the storytelling, like a insider outside perspective. What are the story I'm showing that even though painting to photography now, there is always being an insiders telling the story. It's not like outsider. So when you're telling the story from the insider, then you can see the rawness. And here I feel like this is like like a caste system, like a cage, and every Dalit ready to get a freedom to fly over the nice new life and new land. Also, it's like a dawn and thing. So something we everybody looking for, like new day and new life. It's also very powerful. And then I want to speak about Palani Kumar. Palani Kumar is also come from Madurai, and very talented and very good photographer. And he's not only photographer, and he really do teaching for a lot of kids and North Madras childrens. And he was teaching to photograph for a fisher community in Thoothukudi. And his work is it's also the works also tells about current the normal man life. The chapel also, it's in caste system, lot of places the Dalit can't wear a chapel. And here I want to speak about that. If like for example, when we have buy a chapel is something little torn, and we throw, or maybe we like, but like this chapel maybe 20 rupees or 40 rupees, but their lifestyle, that's what they're saying, that the pressure of the finger also tell that how their life hold for their the person who hold the chapel. And then these are the Palani Kumar student, and these are North Madras children. So Palani Kumar very interested and very enthusiastic, and also most of the photographer doesn't. They are very selfish. But Palani Kumar is he tried to teach photography to he travels to different places, and he recently is part of the Tamil Nadu government, and he teaching in the government school, and he tried to also he is teaching to also photography came to Chennai when British people are there. But the Chennai Photography Club, this last 200 years, it never comes to ordinary people. So when Palani Kumar, like ordinary people there, when he have a camera, he take the cameras to same people where he coming from. So that's the beauty when you have a, that's the Palani Kumar. He keep doing that. He loving it, and he tirelessly he keep doing that. And we talk about painting and art and little bit of literature through photography. Then last 12 years, filmmaker Pa Ranjit, after Pa Ranjit, yeah, that's from Attagathi to Mamannan. In Tamil cinema, the whole storytelling completely changed, and way of telling that how before the story was like always uh, like very dominated kind of way. But after Ranjit came, and why I'm here speak about Ranjit, because I start with Chandru sir, and Chandru sir is the common in Tamil Nadu art movement. after him only, he only boldly said, I'm a Dalit and I speak about my own rights. I speak about my pain and I speak about, he questioning through his work, through that, to that whoever dominated things. And so from here, questioning to art as a medium to speak about rights and voice and liberation. So the movement in art movement in Tamil Nadu, through Chandru sir, it's come from Nataraj and throughout thing. Even me, if I'm not meet Chandru sir, I'll be happily, be doing some fashion photography, or maybe I'm doing that in some, settle in somewhere else. After seeing his work, teach me that, show me that I can also speak about my own struggle, my memories, my things. So that's what leads to me to speak about my family history and my childhood memory in a way, not in a way like, sadness or anything like, pity or anything like, like, so in a very of, this is me, this is my life. So the rawness, so this comes from Chandru sir. So from Chandru sir to Ranjit in Tamil Nadu, there have that Dalit aesthetics and vision completely changed. So that's why I speak from Chandru sir to Pa Ranjit. Yeah, here I will end my presentation. Then from here, I open up for questions. Then we can, yeah.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your visual arts and the journey of how Tamil Nadu has been changed the entire thing for in the cast and how they have represented in the film industry of Tamil Nadu film industry. Thank you, sir. So we will begin with the question and answer session. That if anybody have a questions, they can raise their uh, hand in the online session, or they can type the questions in the chat box.
Yes, I would like to say that the participants can unmute themselves and also ask their questions, and they can also type in the comment box. So I have like the participants have the options to unmute themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, can I ask?
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you for a very captivating presentation. I want to ask about the audience to the Dalit art. So, do we have an audience beyond, Dalit masses? And what is the acceptance of Dalit, art beyond Dalit masses?
Yeah, sir. Like I've been last 2 years of Vanam Art Festival in Chennai. I've been participating that co-curating with Palani and Steve, and it was very good response, and not only that, and whatever recent times Ranjit doing that any cultural program and the cinema, the Dalit cinema, there's so much response, and you can see that every time the Ranjit film or Mari Selvaraj film and it's come, there was a heated debate happening, and when that 2 years of festival, so many people come and spend time and appreciating the art. And this is new, actually. It's new,
Yeah.
and I say that it's the whole credit. I understood. Maybe correct me if I may understand, because of the social media, I think it's spread the world, and it merged people. And even though I identify a lot of Ambedkar artists because of the social media, and even Delhi to Bangalore and even anywhere outside India also, because of the social media, and people get in touch.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. One more, if I can ask, is the commercial viability of Dalit art?
Commercially viability art means, right now in Tamil cinema there's a good market in not after, now the centric cinema is like everything turned to be, turned to be social justice kind of film and there.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so and through before I what I understand again, like, before that, museums, sorry, gallery people control that, it's we not easy, we not easy to reach to gallery.
right,
We're not
right.
used to, like, looking for a magazine to publish or anything. But now, through that, I have a, if somebody likes my work, they can directly talk to me. During the lockdown time, couple of, I don't know, no, some friends, through friends or some people directly wrote to me. They want to buy my work. So,
Beautiful.
now that's easily people can connect. If you like me, then you can directly write to me. Listen, I like your work. What is your price? If you're affordable, you'll buy it. If too
Yeah,
much, then said I'm not affordable. So now
yeah,
we can. There is no middleman. So you can
right.
easily approach to, because of the social media, through that. This new things beginning. And
So, can we safely say that yes, Dalit art is gaining market?
yeah, it's yes, sir. But not
Right.
not that great. But it's
Yeah.
a beginning. We are in the uh, and you can see that, like, in people are, like, going places. You can see that.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, hello, Rajinder Kashyap, you can unmute yourself. Uh, hello.
Hello.
So there is, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I am speaking from Delhi.
Yeah.
I consider art as a part of culture and cultural imperialism, which has been imposed upon Dalits across the country, across the globe, actually. This kind of initiatives which have been talked about, how much impact towards bringing a lasting change in the cultural heritage of, say, subaltern groups have brought in Tamil Nadu. I have worked in Tamil Nadu long back, so I have also some knowledge of Tamil Nadu. And uh, I have recently read Perumal Murugan's so many novels. The intensity of discrimination is very, very deep in Tamil Nadu, and hegemonistic belief system and cultural system also is followed by Dalit in a very, very large number there. So this kind of new initiatives in form of, say, art, are they making some lasting impact on the psyche and mindset of Dalits? And are they ready to come out and wage their struggle further towards eradication of caste and annihilation of caste? This is my question.
So this is very deep question, sir. Uh, it's very it's an important question also. With time only, I think. Yeah, actually, like, Chandru sir, when Chandru sir started, it was the only one person. Okay, all the everybody was left out, but he never gave any. He believed himself, and he keep working. He keep working. Now he's one of the important artists in India. So then, because of him, so many, like, student came. Ranjit came here because of Chandru sir. If could Chandru sir give up in his early youngest at that time, people, then we won't have, we don't have a, cultural festival. And in Tamil Nadu last 10 years, the Tamil cinema changed. So it's happening, and it takes some time. That's what I believe. And
Sir, there is one question uh, in chat box from Pratik Vishmalla that he he want to ask that He have heard lot of caste atrocity happening in its violent form at Tamil Nadu. What is your understanding that how the Dalit art could contain the kind of physical violence?
Mm, okay. And in whatever atrocity happen, I think artist, like first person artist only go to that, go to the place, and any atrocities, especially again, I'm Dalit artists or writers, and these are the first person will go and take the issue outside, even so they are very active in a way. And they through, like the water tank, that in the water tank issue, when they put artist only, they draw, they make art, they express to the anger and everything. So in Tamil Nadu, like artists are that first, writers, not only artists, writers, and Ranjit is the first person give voice out for that, the issues. And all the people on social media, they write about, they speak about, they condemn, I don't know what to say in English, like they express their.
Hello.
So yeah,
Uh,
so like like especially in Tamil Nadu, not only Dalit issues, even though in Tirumalavan he was the only person, he keeps speaking about, hard every day he's speaking about RSS, Hindutvaism, and he want to eradicate. He was the first person in Tamil Nadu. He's the one person he's speaking in politics side. So
so there is one more question in the chat box from Sheila Nair. She wants to ask that can you speak more about the aesthetic qualities beyond content, such as in the case of form, texture, motifs, etc., that you see as untying 21st contemporary Dalit art and cinema, or do you think that the major unifying factor is content?
see, aesthetic is from, like it's like a big word, and even though when my work, large work, and everyone, like like when the beginning of my work they say, it's very painful, dirty, and it's not clean. So like that's why in my feel like a fish, I spoke about, I live nearby, body burning place, and every night I used to smell the dead bodies, the smell. So that's my work will stink, and because I'm come from that space, and that link. So if that is going to be our aesthetic, and whoever comes from that. And so nobody can say that this is a kind of this is the aesthetic or anything. So so like I speak from my issues of joy and everything. Like Mullai Periyar is completely joyful, so I speak about joyful. And I feel like a fish. I really anger, and I'm speaking about anger. And Palliwal is about like my journey from childhood to now who I am now. So this is like I don't have any reference. I can't look at anybody, like I can't read any thing. That reference also never helps me, because that's my life is comes from my grandmother and my family, my grandfather, and the village, and where I'm growing up, and the school, and my friends, how they treated me and how I respond to that. So that is the rawness to created. Even I closely working with Chandru sir. Chandru sir also, he see things, and what he questioning, he will questioning about that. He wanted to express political anything, satire, and do that from his the day he read newspaper or anything. So like so this come from the life where I'm coming from. I think
Thank you,
this
sir.
makes sense.
So there is one more question from Mayur Mankar. He wants to ask like just like hip hop originated in the predominantly African American economical depressed society, how can Ambedkarite community can use art to raise the voice against oppression, casteism, and also get financially benefited from that art? Or how can we make career in that particular art?
Mm. But for example, here in what is his name? Arivu started a band and he doing that after Casters Collective, and like and also before I mean we don't have any platform now, like after the digital age, I think if you have a talent, you have to work hard and you have to prove yourself. We can't complain anybody, and so that's what I also do, like instead of saying that complaining anybody, if you work and keep working, for me also took me 24 years. In the beginning of years, nobody, I'm also keep working that since after my master communication is, yeah, it's been more than 20 years. So now slowly my work is going places. So we won't have, get in everything in a overnight. Anything takes some time, and you have to believe in yourself, what you, in a way, ideologically, like, everything you have to believe and keep working towards what you believe. So then it will that time, like, also it's, I know it's art is very expensive medium, camera, and if you want to painting brush or everything is very expensive. I know that even for me sometimes if I broke my hard drive or laptop, it takes, it's very difficult to buy the things, and also equipment is very expensive. But whatever you have, one lens or whatever you have, a small phone is enough for me to express things. You don't need to be a, like, powerful camera or anything. Or so many people can, pencil and everything. What you have in your capacity, and what you believe in, what you believe in your life, way of life, from your family, from your seniors. Then you keep working that, then you will reach the point. That's what I happened to me. Even though I'm a first generation photographer, my family, nobody have a photographer. My parents are teachers, and they never went to outside Wadipatti. My father only went to Chennai for school work, and nobody took me school. I only went to school, and so like, we have to figure out our own thing, and then we will reach it. That's from my experience.
No. Thank you, sir. There is one more question from Priyanshi. She want to ask that still there is an evil culture of casteism practiced in our society, directly or indirectly. So how we can stand out as an artist in such situation of discrimination?
Mm. No, like, the now you have a friends, you have a like, it's really difficult to answer the question, because everywhere, if like, anywhere, every day I face that, like, when you talk about thing, caste is the vital role. I don't know other people are believe or not. Everywhere if you go, like, in village, if you can't stand there, not only art, there's no bus stand, you can go there, you can, the main space in the podu, the common space, not for you. And the school never been in your village, the school always been in, higher caste people. So not only art, this is a everyday life, and that is the hard way of to, work. And what is the question, sorry?
Sir, she has asked that how we can stand out as an artist in such situation of discrimination.
Yeah. Like, like we, like, for like, for me again, and like, we have to find a way to, find a way. And now, like, now lot of forums there, and you can be in touch with people, um and I don't know what to say, that it's very emotional question, yeah. I'm also don't know, because
Uh,
I'm also in the same boat. And like, sometimes, even though I feel like people are around me, suddenly something happen, and I can't express to some people, they won't understand also, that they you're getting, like, so this very like every day, I think it's everyday issue actually. You won't say, like, I'm safe, then suddenly it's very emotional, it touch you in your trauma thing, and you can't think. But I think what do you think? What I believe, like, we have to work ourselves and keep believe, and be motivated, and uh, keep going. Keep going. I think sometimes I don't know. I'm also asking the same question to me.
Swapnil Sakre, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you for the talk. I have a question regarding like how do you describe the Dalit art as an emancipatory tool for the Dalit emancipation? As every oppressor caste or the oppressor class try to perpetuate their culture on the lower class or lower caste actually. So anyone who is powerful, they try to perpetuate their culture or anything that is necessary for maintaining their status quo. So how do you describe the Dalit art as an emancipatory tool from these inequalities?
See, again and again, we are everyone the same question. Every question same thing. I think we are asking in a very different way. I think I already answered in the previous question, one of the question. The same question, I think, coming in a different form. That's what I understood with my English.
Yeah, it was in
So, but again
addition.
and again, the same question only. I think in a different form you're asking. I think during my work also, I think I answer it. I can't, So that what while talk also I explained that how everybody survived over the years. So same question coming in a very different form. I don't know how to answer it also. Yeah.
Sangamitra Devkanta, Dev, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
So my question is actually related to the responsibility that is imposed on someone who is Dalit, also an artist, because it seems like in any situation where someone is coming from opposition, has to sort of take this response. Am I not visible?
Yeah, no,
You are
voice
not
is
audible.
cut. Can you repeat Sangamitra, please?
Yeah, is it better?
Yeah.
So my question is that, like people, artists who come from, you still can't hear me. I think
No,
okay.
I'm good. Please go
I'm
on.
going to hold on. I think this should be better. Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is that anybody who is an artist who also comes from a background of oppression and systemic oppression as that has to sort of, not has to, but at some point I guess feels this pressure of taking on the responsibility to be Dalit, or to be, whatever, to sort of identity, like, sort of take the responsibility of emancipation. Like you said for the last question that, it's the same question many times because it's an important question. Like, how do you sort of emancipate? So when you always are in that sort of a role, how do you sort of navigate something like, for example, spirituality? Like, how do you find spirituality in your own life where you don't have to take like, it's not always about like, how do I prove myself or how do I make my work be important to the public, but you can also focus on your interior self, so not just how to exist, but how to live. And so how do you sort of balance that, or how do you sort of explore your interior self through your work? And because it's a very delicate balance,
Yeah.
and how do you not make like your work all about like trying to live or trying to make a point, but then also about how your inner world is? And yeah, I mean, I don't know, was that clear? I don't know if that made sense.
Yeah, but same thing, Sangamitra. I'm also like, that the same question like before, 2 days before I'm coming from, like these questions come to me every day, not only thing. Actually, now when before, even though when I work about large series, that also questioning me now when I'm working about my pain and stories, and I'm into be every day like others also, but I'm asking to how to balance that and how to find a find yeah, find to the thing. And And what I how, you know, so for example, um uh the belief, I think the belief system, because I don't want to be what to say, validation. If I need a validation or anything, then I have a pressure. This is when I become, since I feel like a fish. Before, I was questioning about my aesthetic and work, and I was stuck with what is photography. When people said large is large is what is, this is not India, then people like, people who like a portfolio review or other people, then I was stuck. I don't know what do you mean good photography. Someone says that they not come from their life experience, but they say that your work is, you have to look at certain photographer. Then I'm confused. But then lockdown time, I realized that also been acceptance of my family, my life, my middle class life. I was never comfortable my life. But then the lockdown time, I realized that this is my house, this is my parents, they are middle class, and my life is like that. So then my life is, we have this type of lifestyle. Once I have acceptance, I don't care about other people to who other people going to tell about my work. So that's the first beginning. I got it from there. I'm doing that. My work feel like a fish started from there. And yeah, so that is the first understanding happened to me. For even the last before 20 years, I didn't have that understanding of me. This is my work. And then that means any, like, even like Susan Sontag, that on photography, or John Burgess works never, helps for me particularly, because I have coming from very different experience. Some, like, people are in my village, like when I go to the school, in the first 30 days, nobody knows that. The 3 months, nobody knows that who are coming from where, who are coming from there. Then slowly people know that you are coming from this colony. Then they separated. Then they said they never ever take me the hockey team. They never take me to the tour, or never take me to the common thing. They never, the food place is separate. And even the classrooms also, the four Dalit children sit in separate. Then, like, we were always, so from that, from fifth standard, like, still my photography large work also not good. Then I was thinking about fifth year, when I was studying fifth standard also, they was said you are not mainstream, or you are not part of the whole class. The same way, when they start photographing working that, then some people are larger people, or whoever knows, they saying that your work is not a work. Then I was struggling between what is, like, then after, I didn't want to listen anyone else, like, then this is my life. This is only I know. I don't know anything else. So I think the understanding comes from that. Then I strongly believe that I and what is the word called? I start embracing myself, my life, and everything. Then that is thing. The flow comes from there. I think that what I think it makes sense. I think. It
Thank
makes
you,
sense.
sir.
Ankita?
I just said thank you. That does explain a lot.
Okay, okay. But thanks for asking me.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. There will be only last question from Amal. Then, due to lack of time, we have to conclude the session.
Yeah,
You can
thank you.
unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Um, sir, what kind of planning or preparation goes behind when you start a project? Is it more of spontaneous, or you have to really, plan your, taking pictures or all those things?
So I don't have any plan for me. For example, if I have a if I have a, like, different kind of work, sir. For example, if I go to like a fashion photography, or any commission work, or anybody commission me, they'll say these things they wanted. So I'm very clear. I want to execute. I want to work. I want to deliver to them. Okay. So for example, I work in Bollywood as a photographer. They say, this is the scene, we need a poster for this, so I have to be very focused on that. I ask the actor or actress, I execute, I get the picture, I deliver to the designers, I deliver to the direction team. But my work, like, my personal work, I doesn't have any plan. I keep shooting, I keep working, then, and sometimes work, sometimes doesn't work. So I think it takes some long time to what I want. And I'm like recently, like last 3 years, I'm working on two, three works, but everything based on my memory, childhood thing. So then also I thought I'm working, I have a 10 works. Then later realized that there is only one work I'm making like a 10 subject, 10, 10 names. Then doesn't works for me. Then, then took me 3 years later. No, then feel like a fish is about 4 generation struggle. It have something like, text with image is, it will be like, my statement, anger and thing, and little bit of archive images, and a little bit of like contemporary kind of, I'm speaking about tea and caste. I'm making a small staged photography. So these are the by the time slowly by the time I figuring out, because
Right.
uh, this is not a formula. If you go this
Mhm.
formula like A plus, like this you will get the result. Here it's not about a result. Here I think when you work it, and you will I think you take out your pain, or maybe some people are seeing my work, they say like they're saying they like them genuinely they're speaking to me, then they are with me. That's the only people, like that's give me like
Mm.
like a comfort. Some people wrote to me and think, and right recently, so this the so that is the thing, giving me like a support. And unknown person, no, like nobody, I never met them. So they wrote to me something. When I meet them, they'll they say something. So that means okay, then from their thing I will take that, okay, I'm going in a good direction, or maybe this what I think, that communicate to that someone I never know that. So it's have for this kind of work, never preparation, but you have to think,
Yeah.
but you have to keep working. By the time I think it will, like you have um kind of a whole material, like how you write everything. They say now, keep write everything whatever comes to mind, then you rewrite,
Mhm.
edit,
Mhm. Mhm.
remove it.
Right.
Same way you have a image, you have shoot. Then that images, I think nowadays I'm also learning editing. So the edit, the one picture talks to other picture talks to other picture, then the whole picture will talk to you. Then you
Yeah.
have a dialogue. From the dialogue, the picture will meet some common point. Then that's how the work is evolving every day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
everyday process. I think it
Yeah.
it you won't find it in a one day.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, I'm not a English speaking person. I'm a recently my English is not. I know think in Tamil and expression. Maybe it is in Tamil. Then maybe I can speak it very clearly. I can whatever imagine my other tongue. So maybe English also a communication language. So maybe most of the thing I can clearly articulate it, or that may be the communication problem. Yeah. Otherwise, uh,
No, sir. No communication problem. Absolutely
no,
everything you
some
said is clear.
okay. I mean not only this. I mean the overall thing. Because several times when I speak, lot of people misunderstood, but I'm,
Mhm.
but because I'm thinking Tamil and express. Also, sometimes I know the answer, but I don't know how to tell it in English. So that
Mhm.
also I'm struggling that.
Mhm.
Yes. Sir, I would just like to conclude this session now. But before we leave, I would like to say a few things. Like as Sir said that they are not um, like English is not their first language, but I believe rather than Tamil or English, their art is their first language, because through their art they have expressed so much to us. For example, they have uh, uh, showed so many different artists from the south, and how their art speaks. And one thing that I really found beautiful is that of course Dalit art is very traumatic. Some of those pictures were very haunting, but despite that, uh, even in some of those pictures we can see some of the characters or the protagonists within those pictures to be smiling. which is also something beautiful. For example, I also think that Dalit art is not just about trauma. Of course, Dalit people have faced a lot of oppression throughout centuries, but the community is more than their trauma. For example, we have a very rich festivals. We have very beautiful people in our community as well. And I also found that in some of those pictures, like where the main characters were smiling, so I also found the beauty in that. But apart from that, there are also very haunting pictures. With that, I would really like to thank Jaisingh sir to come here and enlighten us and to display so many good pictures. And I would also like to thank all the participants for joining us in this evening. And now I would like to conclude this session for today, and I will end the meeting. Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank
I also
Thank you
thank to Yogi. Sorry, I also thank to Yogesh Matre. He's a good friend of mine and good like a brother. And he was wrote to me even though I was said I'm traveling. Then he said you should do that. So yeah. So thank you for him to introduce to thing and yeah.
Yes.
And thanks for everyone who patiently like like Hasan, it was a good question. I hope I I answered that question, but I'm also still learning several things. Yeah.
Yes, sir, your art has like you also answered all your the questions properly, and also your art did. So yes, and I would like to thank our organizers, Yogesh Maitri from Panthers Pop Publication and Mangesh Dahiwale. And thank you all the participants for joining us in this insightful session. We also have another session at 8:30 p.m. So please join us for that as well. Now I would end the meeting. Thank you all for joining. Jai Bhim.
you.
Yeah.
Jai Bhim.
Thank you.
Jai Hind.